D.A.D.S here at Stonestown's newest restaurant, Supreme Dumplings.
Supreme Dumplings.
Now, dare I say the name of the competitor? I won't do it. I won't disrespect this restaurant, but we are fans of the Xiaolong Bao,
Yes,
the
absolutely.
XLB.
XLB.
So, you told me about this place before I even heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the logo. You got your food dog there, which is on my arm, right? On my arm and on my chest. So you already won me with that. You already won me with the half lion, half dog. Okay, I'm already a fan. It took about 30 to 45 minutes to get seated.
Yeah.
Lunch hour on a weekday.
Yeah. Which tells you that there's a lot of hype coming into this place. A lot of people want to dine here.
Like the decor is high-end, modern Asian. Would you agree?
Definitely modern. You know, there's a little bit of bamboo action over here, a bunch of like flowers and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's not the biggest location, or
This was the Love Sack
square
store.
footage. Yeah, this used to be the Love Sack store, right tucked in the corner of Stonestown.
I guess like opposite the food court. So if you look across to the other side, you'll see the food court. So I have a soft spot for Stonestown. I had a store here for almost 10 years, and I went to high school nearby. So Stonestown is my jam.
This is your home, bro. This is
Now, over the years, I mean, since we closed our store Fully Laced, this has become kind of a nice restaurant destination.
Yeah.
With Marugame, udon, Shake Shack.
Shake Shack, absolutely. Gone is Olive Garden, but then it's replaced by like a new ramen spot that's opening up soon. They have
the Kuro sushi where the sushi comes out on the belt.
They also have like the malatang place over here where you can kind of make your own bowl. So there's a lot of dining options here.
Well, the dining options that we were recommended today, wow, really, really good. So this wasn't on our radar, but our waitress recommended it. Shout out to Tina. Beef roll. Now, I've never even heard of like a beef roll before in like kind of like a Chinese restaurant, like an Asian setting. So I'm excited to try this out.
How would you describe it, bro?
That outside looks like it'd be like a dough or maybe like a flaky kind of crust. And then there's beef on the inside. Looks like maybe like a cucumber, a pickled cucumber. Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea.
It looks delicious, dude.
It looks really good.
It really.
And everything looks very shareable also. The pork chop fried rice.
Apparently one of the favorites over here.
Maybe even like number one for fried rice. Now, pork chop rice is a Hong Kong staple.
Absolutely.
Fried rice.
Your pork chop, legit.
It looks good. It looks delicious. Also easy to share. The Tantan noodles. Normally, do you mix it yourself? Is that what makes it Tantan?
I think so.
Okay, so it's a peanut sauce. It looks like maybe cucumber. Honestly, I have no. I'm guessing.
Is that garlic?
Peanut.
Is that fried garlic?
Maybe fried garlic.
Yeah.
Is that mushroom?
Yeah. We'll have to find out. I think part of the Tantan noodles is the style of noodle as well.
Okay.
You know, so we'll see. It looks delicious, and the fact that it's like deconstructed at this point makes it so interesting once you start eating it.
You know, it'd be kind of cool, like if for these Tantan noodles, if they did tableside, like you know how they make your guac at Chevy's or something, or like at Golden Steer, they'll make the Caesar salad for you there.
Absolutely.
It'd be, or House of Prime Rib. It'd be cool if they did that for you for tableside service, but it's all good.
Yeah. We'll figure it out, right?
We'll figure it out. And then two kinds of XLB. We have the classic XLB, which is called the Supreme XLB, and then this one's the Sichuan Spicy XLB.
So just for the variety, we're trying both out.
We wanted to try the pan-fried dumpling, which they're sold out of, so we got to get that the next time around.
So how many pieces of XLB?
8.
8 per order?
For the XLBs. 8's a lucky number in Chinese culture. 8's lots of luck, so hopefully this brings a lot of luck to us.
So yeah, it's a good spread, for 2 people. I think, how do you want to start out, bro? I don't know.
Let's try this beef roll as an appetizer, right? Ooh, that looks good.
Ooh. There's really no sauce with it. I think all the flavor is already built in to that.
Let's try this out.
Like a meaty bite.
That's really good. I'm hungry. All I had today was coffee.
I haven't eaten anything today, so this is gonna hit extra.
The beef in there is almost like it's braised because it's so tender. Braised being like cooked in its own juices.
It kind of reminds me of the beef that you would get in like a beef stew noodle soup, right? Obviously, it's not in the soup form, but it's that kind of tender cut of beef.
Yeah, the outside, would you almost compare it to like a flake, almost like a pastry dough?
Yeah, kind of like.
If pastry dough and dumpling wrapper got it on, it would be that.
I thought it would be even crispier just by looking at it, but it kind of has like a good chew to it, right? Rather than just like, it's flaky, don't get me wrong. But definitely, I think the biggest thing that got to me is how meaty it is. Like sometimes when you have these rolls, they're kind of lacking on the protein, but this one, I don't know if you can see on the camera over here, it's chock full of beef.
You know what? I have no issues with green onion, but there's a lot of green onion in there. So I would get it again, but there's a lot of green onion in there. the beef is really tender. I like it.
Yeah.
And it has like, with the green onion and the cucumber in there, it has a fresh balance to it.
Really balances out the beef. I've never had one before, at least executed like this. I can't remember the last time I did, if I have some, so it's really good.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna take a scoop of rice here. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. Go ahead. Yeah, you can kind of take that in one shot. Got your fried rice here. I'm gonna get this pork chop.
So unnamed competitor has one of the best pork chop fried rice combinations.
Really? Have you had it there?
Yeah. Even to go, it's good. So it'll be interesting to try this. It seems like it's a classic eating at these types of restaurants.
Super tender. The fried rice, it has this extra like umami flavor to it, which almost could come from like a dried scallop or like a dried shrimp. You know what I mean? Not really like fishy, or almost like a salted fish, but not like too fishy.
It's not fishy at all.
But it has that extra like
extra kick of the umami flavor.
Yeah. Like a fish sauce even maybe, you know?
It's pretty good.
The only way to get your pork chop this way with this crust, you have to deep fry it. So it has like a really light batter on the outside, and they must deep fry it. The flavor of it is almost like a salt and pepper, like
that's exactly what it is.
Like
salt and pepper pork.
The juyim, like you know, salt and pepper prawns, salt and pepper tofu, salt and pepper spare ribs, pork chop.
Exactly.
That's what this is.
It's cooked perfectly crispy, the way that I like it. Not too much fat on the pork, but enough fat to make it seem like it is, you know, your typical pork chop. You say this is a staple in like Hong Kong cuisine.
But pork chop rice for Hong Kong style cafes, it's gonna be baked. Like traditionally, you'll have like your rice or noodle underneath, and it'll be a pork chop that's baked with like a tomato sauce over it. So you almost get like this a little bit of this this English, like British or European influence to that Hong Kong cuisine.
There's also a lot of green onion on this, but you know what? I don't mind. I like the extra freshness. I feel like it kind of
cooks down a little bit,
right?
Yeah.
I like the texture that the green onion provides. A lot of egg too.
That fried rice, I think there's salted fish in it. It tastes like it. It's like ham yu. It's like that's the only way to get that umami flavor in it.
MSG, bro.
Oh, or done at MSG, right?
I'm feeling it. I feel like every time I eat in this type of cuisine, I need to get this, and I'm very happy. Really good.
Where's your favorite spot for pork chop rice? Oh, the spot.
The
Is
spot.
that the spot?
Actually, no. I mean, I've been to some mom and pop shops, restaurants. While I've been to SGV, San Gabriel Valley.
You know where had a good spot in off of 19th? I forget where. I feel like it was called like ABC Cafe. Literally, just the ABC. It had like a yellow sign.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, and I remember we used to go there in college, and they were open super late, like to like 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. or something like that. And they had a good pork chop rice there. Chinatown too on Jackson. I forgot the name of the spot also.
See, but outside of those places here in the Bay Area, I can't really say that there's a go-to spot I can get pork chop fried rice.
Oh, pork chop fried rice. Yeah.
You know, not in the peninsula.
Wow.
You know, South City, Daly City. I can't really say that we have that.
You know, and generally, like when I go to restaurants, not even Asian restaurants, pork chops are usually not the first thing I'd get. I'd usually go for like the beef or the chicken or something like that, you know?
How's everything tasting, guys?
Really good, really good, thank you.
Working
All
our way.
And well, moving along, we're gonna...
We should ask, actually, how to do the Tantan. Well,
yeah. Well,
we're going at it. We're jumping in.
next time Tina comes around, I'm gonna ask her about the fried rice too.
So it's some cucumber, fresh cucumber. It probably is mushroom, based on what we saw, right? Some garlic and the peanut sauce. Is that very HK? Is that very Chinese, the peanut sauce?
Not HK, I don't think.
Right?
In the Philippines though, kare-kare, right?
Kare-kare, yeah.
Anything else for peanut sauce?
We don't do it with noodles though. That's the thing. So it's a very, very kind of different execution of this.
Ooh, there we go.
That's a monster. Let's go, bro.
Ooh, one time. There you go. Perfect.
Did it say that it was spicy? I don't
think it's
expect it
spicy.
to be spicy.
I don't think it's gonna be spicy.
It's very, if anything, nutty, right?
We all get a little nutty.
How would you describe the noodles just by mixing it, like the texture of it?
You know, whenever I've seen Tantan noodles on a menu, it's always at a place that says handmade noodles. You know what I mean? And let me get you some more of these cucumbers and stuff on it. Oh, we could. You know what? 2 bowls full.
Yeah.
So like, the waitress was saying that the portions here are a little bit small. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to order a lot.
Which
and try a lot of things.
2 big boys coming in hungry, we can wreak some damage. For sure.
All right.
Tantan noodles. Give it a try.
You know, when I think of like peanut sauces also, I do think of like a dipping sauce for like Vietnamese like spring rolls, or like in Thai cooking you'll see that also. Peanut sauce, we don't see too much in Hong Kong style cooking. More like on the dessert side maybe.
I'm curious what you think, because I'm liking what I'm eating, bro. First bite, flavor explosion.
You know what I
From the
appreciate?
get-go.
I agree. It's not like a flavor explosion because it's too salty. It's a flavor explosion because it's full of like spices.
Exactly.
And it's well balanced because I do have a little bit of spice in it.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a little bit of heat.
There's a little bit of heat, which is like looking at the sauce now. If you really see, you can see a little bit of color in there, a little bit of red in there. So it kind of makes sense to have that. Not too much, manageable.
You know what? It's really well balanced. The crunch from the peanuts, the freshness of the cucumber, the chewiness of the noodles.
Al dente.
Well, you know what? I think it's a mix of mushroom and like another protein, like a pork or a beef. Because you do get like on the side of where we thought was just mushroom. It's like I think it's a mix of mushroom and my guess would be like a ground pork.
Can you taste the garlic?
Oh, the fried garlic, yeah.
I figured I'd be able to kind of feel the garlic, like the texture. If it's like fried garlic, like the way Filipinos do it, generally it's a little bit more like crispy, right?
Yeah.
I don't really get that much in the bite, but the flavor is there.
Yeah. This is good. Definitely get this again.
Not for the weak though. You need to be able to handle like the complexity of all the flavors put together. That's what I think this dish is.
Our kids wouldn't like it.
It's a little in your face. Might be a little too much for, you know, the not adventurous of palates, right? But for you and me, right in our wheelhouse, dude.
Really good.
And the spice too. I think it'll creep up, right? It'll creep up.
On a spice level, maybe like a 2.5, 3. What do you think?
Maybe 3.
Yeah, maybe 3.
It creeps up on you.
It lingers a little bit.
Yeah, it lingers a little bit. I might even upgrade it a little bit just because there's a little bit of like that after effect of that.
3 to 3.5 on the heat level.
We've eaten some really spicy stuff.
You know, speaking of spicy stuff, spicy xiaolong bao. I've never had it before.
And the way you, I call it Szechuan. I'm probably mispronouncing it.
Szechuan, Sichuan, tomato, potato. No, some people say Sichuan. I say, wait, what do I say?
Sichuan. You say Sichuan.
I say Sichuan. Szechuan. I say Sichuan.
Let us know in the comments.
Well, let us know how you pronounce it phonetically.
So this is xiaolong bao. Before we take a bite, the expectation for xiaolong bao is soup dumpling. There's soup in there, right? Sometimes piping hot soup. So
It's been chilling for a little bit. I'm just gonna pop it.
Pop it, whole thing.
It's spicier than the Tantan noodles.
Yeah, bro. Definitely spicier than Tantan noodles.
I would say it's hovering around like a 7, maybe like an 8. Maybe like an 8 in terms of heat.
I took a sip first, so I didn't get the immediate effect of it. Bro,
It's spicy.
it's spicy.
You know what?
7.5?
Historically, on my bites of spicy foods on our videos, it gets me. My mouth's on fire, but it's manageable.
You're trained now. You know what to do. Because you went all in on this.
I'm just trying to redeem myself.
And redeem you have. That was spicy, for sure. For the ones that are looking for something spicy, that definitely is something that you should order because it really hits the mark with regards to that.
8 to 8.5 in terms of spiciness.
I would say 8.
8. A solid 8.
I'd say 8. I think for people that can't handle spicy, I don't think it's a good idea.
No.
I think it's you got to be able to have a little bit of a threshold to be able
but
to
that's kind of like one of those things that, like, if you love spicy food, get it. But if you're like, oh, I like spicy food once in a while, you're not gonna be able to finish that between like 2 people.
That's true. That's true.
Now the star of the show,
Star of the show.
the classic Supreme XLB.
So we let it sit a little bit, which isn't a bad thing because sometimes I've hit XLB and it's piping hot.
Most of the time it is. And it's nice because you see them rolling the dough in the window, right? Filling the dumpling by hand.
So I took a little bite, sucked a little bit of the soup. There's still some soup on my spoon right now, but I kind of did most of the damage.
You know, I know how you are on ginger, and ginger's not super your favorite. I do taste ginger in the dumpling off the bat.
I can taste it. It's not my favorite flavor, the ginger. I know you're a big ginger guy.
I like it.
But the thing is, if it's more of a complementary flavor like this, I can handle it.
So, I call it like a CLD, but it's like the soy sauce little container here that has the sliced ginger, white ginger in it. I put a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of vinegar in it.
Mine is untouched. Yours is set up and ready to go.
Now, as you say, you like to try it commando first.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go with the sauce. This one's dripping a little bit.
I feel no need to use the sauce, but I can see that the sauce can really kind of supplement the flavor and, you know,
Oh, you're not
level it
super.
up.
You don't like vinegar too much, right?
No.
See, I like the sourness of the vinegar. I think it's a nice balance for it.
So a lot of people do a little spoon test. I don't think if the camera is going to capture that, but this is like the drippings of that. I don't know if it'll catch it. I don't want to spill it. Probably half, 3/4 of this soup spoon, which is a good.
I've never done a test like that before.
Yeah, just to be able to see
Yeah,
how
yeah.
moist, quote unquote, it is. Let me see if I could show it without spilling it. Yeah, it's not worth.
Oh, it's good. No, you got it.
You can see
Yeah.
it a little bit. So it's a good amount of soup in it. Because sometimes, I guess, one of the ways that you can kind of evaluate XLB is,
How juicy.
you know, how dry or how juicy it
Yeah,
is, right?
yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, this is pretty juicy.
Well, I think that's the trick because like the way that it gets the juices in there is it comes from the filling and it steams and almost like it separates from the meat a little bit to create that soup on the inside. And if you don't wrap your dumpling well enough, the liquid will
Yeah.
escape, right?
So if it's wrapped well enough, then you retain all of the juicy goodness that's in there.
And the steam itself becomes like the soup
Yeah.
inside the dumpling. Yeah. I'm gonna give the spicy one another try. You know what the spicy one tastes like? It tastes like the XLB, but with like you put like some of the chili sauce in
Yeah,
it, the chili
that's
oil
exactly
in it,
what
you know?
it is. If you look at it, you can kind of see some of the chili oil actually on it. So let's see if it shows a little bit. You can see some of the chili oil on this one. It's even dripping.
Honestly, I feel like if you just got a regular XLB
Maybe
and you got a chili sauce on the side here, you might be able to get the same effect.
or you might even be able to customize it to the spice level that you want if you
Right.
don't have a threshold for spicy.
I'm gonna get a regular XLB, get some
Go
of this
for
chili
it, bro.
sauce. I don't know how hot, I don't know how hot this is gonna be. Let's see. And see the spice comparison here. This is a regular one with a chili sauce.
Yeah, I'll try it as well. Do you think it becomes quote unquote more spicy if you kind of cook the chili oil with it? Like it kind of seeps into the rest of the.
Well, the flavoring is similar, but the difference, the chili oil sauce on the table, it has a little bit more of a roasted flavor to it. Not as spicy, but still good. I know a lot of people that when they get a dim sum, they have soy sauce container, hot mustard, and then chili on the side.
But I kind of prefer that combination rather than the one where they do it for you.
Yeah.
Because I like the roasted flavor. It actually adds to the flavor, and I can customize the amount of spice that I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I want to go more than an 8, I can load it up and then have that same experience.
You know, I think if you have maybe like 3 or 4 people at a table, try a spicy one, split it up, have maybe like 2 a piece or something, and you'll be good.
Especially if you like spicy.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. But
And I like eating hot. I like drinking hot tea with my dim sum with my dumplings. So we have a peach oolong, but they also have like a lychee black tea, a green tea, and one other tea which I forget what it was.
I forgot.
But Tina recommended the peach oolong. That's what we got. It's good.
It's nice and refreshing. Hint of tea.
It's cracking right now. Right now is 3 o'clock, and there's still a line of people out the door.
It's relatively new. I think it's been like, what, a month
Is it a month?
since it's opened? It hasn't been that long, right? So there's still a lot of hype. And in addition to that, there's not a lot of, I guess, competition
Yeah.
within this specific area.
You know, the demographic here definitely is primarily Asian, but geographically, I mean, Stonestown, we're in the Sunset District of San Francisco, so it is predominantly Asian. But there's a good balance of older folks and younger folks here. I almost want to say there's more like people older than us here than younger than us. And the older folks know what's good.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I think it is also? I think it's harder to win the business of older folks than it is for younger folks, because I think the older generation have been going to the same spot for years and years and years and years, and they don't necessarily like new.
I agree. They have their spots, they have their go-tos, they hit it all the time, they know what to expect. So if you can pull out the OGs to have them dine and try your spot, big ups.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is if there's locations actually in like China or Hong Kong or overseas, and they brought it over, because maybe that could be the nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Or bringing them back home, you know?
As far as I know, one of the first ones in the U.S. at least is in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
So it's Washington State, Bellevue specifically. So first in the Bay Area, which is a very, very competitive food market. You got to bring your A game if you're going to be competitive here.
You know, bringing it back to your roots, right? Can you think of a restaurant, a chain outside of Jollibee's from the Philippines that two-sided question, two-part. One, aside from Jollibee's, a chain or a restaurant they brought from the Philippines here that has crushed it, and the second one is one that hasn't been brought from the Philippines yet that would crush it.
To answer your question, a chain aside from Jollibee that has crushed it, in my opinion, no.
None.
They have Chowking, they have Max's.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Max's is a chain over
Oh,
there.
no kidding. Is it kind of like a nicer sit down in the Philippines?
It's a little bit more of a nicer sit down in. I'm sure they do all right that they're still, open, but I don't see it teeming with like people every time I go to these places. And Chowking is a little bit more of like a fast food place.
Chowking's a little salty for me.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? So they're not really killing it per se. So I can't say outside of Jollibee, they've been able to do that.
Is there a Red Ribbon?
Red Ribbon is, and Red Ribbon does okay, but it's more of like a fast food. People don't like, they don't flock like how people flock to Jollibee.
You know what's funny? Years ago, when I went to the Philippines and we went out there for a sneaker show, one of the first of its kind out in the Philippines, the Mall of Asia, I met a guy that was probably like our age, and he was introduced to me as the heir of Goldilocks.
Oh, okay.
Like he was like the son of the founders of Goldilocks.
Yeah. They must be killing. Goldilocks is a chain there too, but
it wasn't Goldilocks in the Philippines first, and it came over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Growing up, I always knew Goldilocks as the one in Westboro.
Nah, it's a chain over there.
Is it? So I may have met the son of the owners of Goldilocks.
Well, shout out to Goldilocks.
If
you remember John,
shout out to the Prince of Goldilocks.
Hit us up.
I forget your name, brother, but what's up, man?
You know what? Just to finish off your question, what chain that I would expect here?
Oh yeah.
They have a chain called Mang Inasal, which is like grilled chicken, Inasal chicken, which is a style with how they do it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's kind of like you know how Filipinos do the barbecue, like the sweet flavor. So it's more of the chicken.
Sure.
I think you can do well here because chicken is big in the U.S. Now, it's a very islandy vibe. You know what I mean? It's not really kind of upscale. It's almost kind of like it's very kind of
Is it street
down to
food-ish?
earth. Yeah, it's kind of street foodish, but it's a chain.
Sure.
So maybe it can find its way here. They don't have it here, but
like you look at the business model of someone like Chipotle, right? Where they only have like 4 items, right? I think that's a win. If you bring an international food and you modernize it or you Americanize it a certain way, I think that could win. Like if you did like a chicken Inasal style restaurant where you can only have it maybe like 4 ways.
yeah. And honestly, that's how it is. It's just chicken Inasal with rice, chicken Inasal with like some sort of like side salad or whatever, like some tropical salad. That's how you do it.
Maybe a shop and shop with Seafood City or something, right? Next to Grill City or
yeah, something like that. But going back to Supreme Dumplings
Yeah.
and the menu,
Yeah.
I feel like the menu isn't that crazy, like comprehensive. I don't think there's like too much. Like literally, if you look at the menu, there's only like two pages, right?
And dessert in the back, right?
And dessert in the back. So
Yeah.
not really that crazy. But it seems like they have their go-tos. People come back for the go-tos. You're not really going for the selection per se. You're going for what you expect, what's good, what they specialize in. And that's pretty much what they do, right?
Yeah, sometimes you go to these Chinese restaurants and you'll have like a 6-page menu, you know? Sometimes that can be a little overwhelming. And you know what? I'd come here again. It's great.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, food comes out quick, food's delicious.
The service was fantastic. Shout out to the gals up in front who got us seated. We got seated a little bit faster than I thought we would.
Yeah. And
They have dessert here. Maybe we'll jump into some dessert
Yeah.
at the end.
yeah. But before we do that, at least from the entrees, what would you get again?
XLB. I don't necessarily need the Sichuan one. Pork chop rice, fantastic. Easy to share. You know, for kids though, they wouldn't like all the greens in it.
Yeah, I could see that. What about this?
Honestly, for the beef roll, I would take one of the stalks of green onion out,
Yeah.
and because it looks like there's like 2 fat stalks in here.
I could see that.
See that? I would take one of the stalks out, which I'm gonna do, and eat it like that. Because honestly, like it's tough for me to eat these like that. Chopped it up, stir fried, maybe, but in my beef roll, probably not.
It's delicious, but I
Yeah.
mean, must-haves, right? I agree. I think it would be the pork chop fried rice and the Supreme XLB. And
Yeah.
then you can just kind of order around it on that particular day what strikes your fancy. But
And the Tantan noodles.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, how would you grade it? Final grades.
Restaurant experience overall. A solid. Wow. I'm hovering between 7 to 7.5. Not completely sure where I'm settling at. What do you think?
I could go with a 7.5 with this one.
Yeah.
It's a very competitive landscape, but if you're looking to get something expected after you try it once, you can almost kind of use it as like a go-to whenever you want that. And
They who shall not be named, what do you give them?
see, I think they could be at an 8,
Oh, okay.
8.5 even, just because of the
I'm thinking 8.5.
upscale nature, like the whole,
Yeah.
the presentation is super classy.
They're bigger restaurants also.
So, and they do have some menu items that I remember are unique, and we might change our mind after we do some dessert.
Oh,
but,
yeah. All right.
But really competitive. Happy to have this
If we're-
as an option.
If
Close
we're
to-
comparing apples to apples, and them being 8.5, 7.
I got you.
Here on its own, if I took Brandon here, he'd be like 10.
Yeah.
If I took my mom here, 10. You know,
But we've been trying a bunch of different places, but no,
we're hard critics.
yeah, we are
We're
hard critics. With that
Yeah.
said, very very happy to have this as
Yeah.
an option.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive all the way to San Jose to get.
For the
They
most part,
shall not
parking's
be
easy.
named.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Here we
Yeah.
can go here, hit it. You know what I mean?
They're going to do very well here.
Absolutely.
They're going to do very, very well here. Stonestown is lucky to have them here.
Yeah. Supreme dumplings, man.
Supreme Dumplings. I'm stuffed,
Whew.
but dads are always down with dessert.
Yeah.
Is that an acronym? Always down with
Sure it is.
ADWD.
Anything.
Dadwa. Dad. I don't know.
Especially this type of dessert, dude.
Yeah. So we got chocolate xiaolong baos, and I didn't say it. Tina said it. Now Tina said, we asked if there was a dipping sauce for the chocolate xiaolong bao, and she said, it's not Din Tai Fung.
Yeah.
So she said it,
She
not
said
us.
It. She said it.
She said not us.
So, and that's what we're used to with Din Tai Fung. I feel like, yeah, it adds to the experience of eating the chocolate xiaolong bao. With that said, we'll give it a try.
She gave us a couple fresh bowls, and I'm sure she would have given it to us if we asked. But it would be nice if they gave us fresh chopsticks for the dessert, right?
Okay.
I'm probably just gonna give it I'm just gonna give it a flip.
Flip it over.
Yeah, I'm just gonna flip it, just because. Or you can do one of those. But yeah, I'm just gonna wet it, just because I don't want to mix the flavors of the spiciness with the sweetness.
Hey man, it might add to the experience.
All right, and then also the second item, which is probably one of the prettiest desserts I've seen, is a custard lava bun. So this is like like the Nai Wang Bao, but it's like chocolate. Not chocolate, but it's like almost like a charcoal color, right?
Yeah.
So they
With
might,
gold.
I don't know if they use black food coloring or if it's like a black sesame or something, but there's almost like a gold leaf kind of paint over the top.
Chocolate xiaolong bao. Let's go for it.
Chocolate XLB with no dipping sauce, because it's not Din Tai Fung.
Ooh, you went. Woo, you went there. Woo.
It didn't explode with scalding chocolate sauce. Now, I like the texture of the dough. It's a little bit thicker than the XL.
You read it out of my mind. It's a little bit thicker.
But
so
it adds that chewiness.
Here, I'll try to take a bite. I don't know if it's gonna work out the way, just to demonstrate how thick it is. Oh no. Now.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you can make your own dipping sauce.
Bro. Cut this if it ends up being too long. But probably one of the top 5 most funniest things that's happened to me at my expense. A couple days ago at the Metallica show, shout out to my bro Brandon, Flip It SF. I was eating a cheddar bratwurst. Okay? I was eating a cheddar bratwurst at my seats in the 101 section at Levi Stadium. The last 2 bites, I took a bite of this cheddar bratwurst, and the pressure shot cheddar all over the back and neck of the guy sitting in front of me. And then he immediately just went like this and looked back at me, and me and Brandon were in mid-conversation, and then he looked up like it was some bird that wanted to do to him. Anyways, it reminded me of that because you were eating the chocolate XLB and it shot out the other side, right? Similar story.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Shout out to a homie at Cheddar Cheese Neck over at 49er Stadium.
Sorry, when you're listening to the walk from Pantera, it would have probably been better to walk away because you would have avoided cheddar on your back.
You know what's funny is looking at the xiaolong bao, looking at it, it doesn't seem as thick, but when you bite it, it feels thicker, at least from a regular xiaolong bao.
No. The chocolate filling on the inside, what would you compare it to?
A Hershey's Kiss that's just melted down. So it's a little bit on the sweeter end as opposed to like dark chocolate.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, if you left some Hershey Kisses in the car and it's hot or it's in your pocket and you ate it anyways, that's what it feels. That's what it tastes like. The texture.
Yeah.
It's maybe even a little bit more liquidy than that.
You know, it's silky. It's smooth. It's not like it's, there's no grit to it.
How many were there? Were there 8 also?
I think there were 6.
We've been killing them.
We've been killing them. Don't get us wrong.
We've been killing them.
We're sharing our views. We're eating it. Pretty good though.
I would get it again.
Oh yeah. The kids would love it too.
The kids might just eat this.
But some dipping sauce would be good.
You think it would need a little more the creaminess?
I don't think so. But I don't know. There's something indulgent about just having it just covered in just like fudge. You know what I mean?
I got you, man.
So
it's delicious.
It's
really
delicious,
good. Now, I'm really, really excited about this. And when it came out, it looked like it was piping hot, steam coming out. It's probably gonna burn your lip. it's probably gonna burn your lip because it's still hot to touch right now.
So what do you think? This is just food coloring with the gold, even the gold, a little bit of sparkle.
You know, I'm not sure how that works, but I think like there's gold leaf that's like edible, confectioner's gold leaf or something.
You know, I have a little bit of PTSD from the Dragalchi stuff where they had like the little inky stuff that, you know, that we kind of had, we were underwhelmed. So I'm hoping this kills it for us.
For lava buns, I like it when there's a little bit of saltiness to the custard too. So we'll see.
I like lava buns that are creamy because sometimes the custard is like almost not powdery, but it's got a little bit of texture.
You know what? Delicious, but I was expecting a little bit more. What do you think?
The custard is eggy as opposed to overly custardy like leche flan. You know what I mean? There's more of an eggy taste to it. You can almost even see the egginess of it. Yeah.
In terms of presentation, I think it's as good as it gets. Really, really beautiful looking bun. But the flavor for me, my standard is pretty high. Doesn't quite match. If we're talking, I mean like, even like Wu Hao or something, I'd prefer that. Even though it doesn't look as great, the taste was a little bit better. I like the custard to really be flavorful. Mm-hmm. Really, really be flavorful. But once again, the kids would like this. The kids would be all over this. I say the custard's not really that sweet either.
Yeah,
but it's not sweet, but it's not like salty either. Even if it was like a little more salty than sweet, I would enjoy it a little more.
I like buns that are filled to the brim. There's no air pockets with the custard. I felt like, at least with mine, and I don't know about yours, there's a little bit of an air pocket so that when I bit it, like the ratio of the bun to the custard wasn't as complementary as I prefer it to be. That's the word that I'm looking for.
But you know, at the end of the day, when we take the ladies out, shout out to the moms.
Shout out to the moms.
Appreciate you as we enjoy this 8-course meal. Mm-hmm. Shout out to you guys. So when we come back here with the moms, we'll get this.
We gotta get it.
It's good.
We gotta get
everything here. Anyways, final thoughts here. You know what? It's not like a cheap, quick meal by any means.
It'll add up.
Like,
you order a lot.
For two dads hungry, it's probably gonna be like $100 because we ordered a lot of food, and for the most part, we finished everything. But I bet if you're coming here for like lunch and you want like one order of xiaolong bao and maybe like a rice, you'll be in it at like $30.
Yeah.
Maybe like $35.
Nice quality meal for $30. Nice hot meal, fresh. You can't really argue with that.
Honestly, it's probably gonna be over $100. Probably 120. That's my guess.
Probably.
We'll let you know down below how much it ends up being. But I would come here again. We are gonna come here again.
Absolutely. Bring the family.
It's so nice having this in Stonestown, and we'll catch you here again soon. Dad's out.